on another episode of Tomi Talks Legal. And today we'll be discussing on the topic how to create a good legal structure for your business. But before we move along, I would like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit on the like button as we discuss today this very insightful topic. One of the ways to avoid failure in business is to create a good legal structure. Creating a good legal structure actually ensures and guarantees the sustainability and viability of your business. But before you move along in making a decision on the kind of legal structure you want to adopt for your business, there are factors that you need to consider. One of the things you need to consider is the nature of the business. What kind of business are you intending to establish? What kind of business do you want to create? Or at this particular time, what are you trading in? Are you trading in air products? Or do you intend to establish a pharmaceutical company? Or you intend to establish a construction company? Or you just want a legal entity that allows you to buy and sell any kind of products? These are the things you need to consider, because this will determine whether you want to adopt a business registration or you want to register your business as a limited liability company. What other factors do you need to consider? What is the cost of this business startup? How much do I have at my disposal to invest in this business? Because the kind of structures available vary. And as they vary, so do their fee vary. Now, your cost of startup will determine what kind of business or what kind of registration or what kind of incorporation you will adopt for your business. Another factor you need to consider: the liability of this business, the risk taking. How much risk am I willing to take? Am I willing to take this risk alone? Or you intend to share the risk? You're not willing to take so much burden. This would also determine what kind of business structure that you would adopt. Another factor you also need to consider: am I doing this business as a major business? Am I willing to run this business alone? Or do I have other things that are taking my attention? Now, the level of control you want to have in this business would also determine the kind of business structure you are going to adopt. Because definitely, the level of control you have will determine the level of responsibility you would need to take on as an entrepreneur. Another thing you need to consider, which a lot of businesses do not always avert their minds to, or entrepreneurs do not always avert their minds to, is continuity. After your death, do you want your company to remain a going concern? Or you want to have your company and at your death, your company dies with you? Do you intend to leave an inheritance for your children? Or do you intend to transfer this company on your death? These are the things that you will need to consider when adopting a legal structure. Another factor you have to consider: profit sharing. How profitable is this business? If that business is very profitable, are you willing to share your profits with another? in exchange for their assistance or support. Once these things are put in place, you will be well informed to know the kind of legal structure to adopt for your business. Another thing most entrepreneurs usually do not consider when starting a business, which becomes a challenge or an obstacle on the creation of the business or at the long run of the business, is finance. If you want to run a business and you do not have the capital capacity, you do not have what it takes to fund your business alone, and you have the intentions of either applying for loans or grants for your business, this will also determine the kind of structure you want to adopt. Now, what are the kinds of business structure available to you as an entrepreneur, as stated in the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020? The types of company available are, or legal structure available for you to carry on your business. 1, we have the business name registration, which every small-scale entrepreneur is supposed to be familiar with. We have the limited liability company. We also have the unlimited liability company. We also have the company limited by guarantee. Now, for the sakes of our topic today, for small and medium scale businesses, we are going to be discussing or focusing majorly on the business name registration, 2, the limited liability company, and 3, the company limited by guarantee, popularly known as the not-for-profit organization. Now, under the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, business name registration can now be done either as a sole proprietorship or a partnership. Now, when you have under the business name registration, once you're a sole proprietor, it means that you are the only one in charge of your business. You are taking on all the risk. You are in full and sole control. You enjoy your profits alone, and you take on the risk alone. Now, business name registration is meant for businesses with little or no complexity, simple businesses. That is what business name registration is meant for. So you can either register your business as a sole proprietor, or you can partner with someone as a sole proprietor. But I would advise that before you go into a partnership business, that you and your partner or that third party you are intending to engage in your business, there should be proper agreements and documentations as to the level of investment to be made by each person. You should put into consideration dispute resolutions, because definitely there will be times that parties will have diverse opinions. So when issues like this comes up, what will be the method of resolving such disputes? You should also consider the risk sharing. Definitely the level of capital or investment such partner has put in the business will determine the level of risk they will be taking on in the business. So these are the things that needs to be put into consideration. You also have to consider in partnership what happens at the winding up of this company, or rather of this business. When parties decide to go their separate ways, how will the assets of the company be shared? Now, these have to be discussed, agreed upon, and properly documented before you plunge into a partnership business. Now, we'll be discussing the limited liability company, which we all know as LTD. Under the Companies and Allied Matters 2020, we have the private limited liability company, we have the public limited liability company. For the private limited liability company, which is going to be our focus, we have under the private limited liability company, the limited liability partnership, and we also have the limited partnership. Now, what is the difference between the limited liability partnership and the limited partnership? Now, this is a partnership business or a partnership arrangement that the liability of the persons is limited to their assets in the company, which means these partners are a legal separate entity from their business. And in the event of winding up, the partners only contribute to the agreed amount as stated, to the amount agreed in the event of winding up. Now, this kind of registrations can be adopted by partners who either want to go into mining industry, they want to go into the construction industry, they want to trade in the pharmaceutical industry or pharmacological industry, depending on the kind of business, or the kind of business they are willing to take on. Well, the limited partnership could also take such forms of registration or incorporation. The only difference with this is that we have general partners and limited partners. The general partners have unlimited liabilities, while the limited partners have limited liabilities, except these limited partners agree to take up the management of the company or are participating in the management of the company. Now, before you can make an informed decision as regards what to adopt or the kind of structure to adopt or incorporation to be done for your kind of business, you have to seek the help or the service of legal practitioners to inform you in details of what it entails to register that company, as different industries have criterias for their incorporation. The company limited by guarantee, also known as a not-for-profit organization, promotes commerce, arts, science, religion, or charitable organizations. So if you intend to register a business in Nigeria or establish a company, seek the advice or the expertise of legal practitioners or chartered accountants or chartered secretary, as the case may be, to properly advise you on the legal structure that is suitable for your kind of business. If this episode or session has been enlightening enough for you, kindly hit on the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share with your audience as we bring you another episode next week. Thank you.